Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Japanese movie Assassination Classroom, which was released in 2015. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. Enjoy your viewing. An unknown creature destroyed the moon and came to Earth to do mischief. The military tried to destroy it, but it easily dealt with them. Later, this yellow octopus arrived in Japan to become a school teacher. He was assigned to teach in the most backward and hopeless classroom they could find. This yellow octopus set a condition for the students. If they do not kill him by March next year, he will destroy the entire planet. But the Ministry of Defense is against it. There is nowhere else to relocate humanity because they are not sure that other planets are habitable. So the rulers send their man named Karasuma to the school. They order him to destroy the octopus, but it is impossible to deal with it with conventional weapons. So the military prepared special knives and pistols with special bullets for the students, which cannot hurt a person, but can destroy this strange creature. The octopus cannot harm school children, no matter what they do with it. To prevent people from panicking, the students are asked to keep it a secret. Whoever kills the creature will receive 10 billion yen. It seems like a good thing to make money, but the octopus is very fast. It moves so fast that it managed to do Karasumi's hair while he was trying to attack it. The students from the backward class agreed to kill the octopus. Karasuma stayed with them as a physical education teacher, and the professional killer, Irina Yelovich, became the students' English teacher. Since then, they have been trying to kill the super-fast creature every day without success. Nagisa Shiota did something smarter. He began to observe the octopus creature and write down its peculiarities and weaknesses. The bullies in his class persuade Nagisa to become a kamikaze. They attached a bomb with special bullets to his body and detonated it when Nagisa got close to the teacher. However, it did not harm him. The octopus simply shed its skin, which served as a shield. It will do this only once a month. Nagisa survived, but the creature scolded everyone involved in the explosion and promised to punish their families if they ever attempted such a murder again. He promised that the students would not be harmed, but the bomb could have killed Nagisa. After this incident, a girl from the class suggests that the octopus creature be named. They call him Koro-sensei, and he likes the name. One day, the boys set up a trap. They used adult magazines as bait, but even after trapping Koro-sensei, they could not get to him. Then Karasuma said that a bright student named Karma Akabana was being transferred to their class. He likes to fight, and for this he was sent to a class for the retarded. Karma immediately injures Koro-sensei. He glued fragments of a special knife to his palm and greeted the creature. After that, the boys cheered up, because with such a classmate, they will definitely kill Koro-sensei. Karma and Koro-sensei began a tense confrontation. However, Koro-sensei was always the victor in all his attacks. Then Karma decided to take extreme measures. He lost faith in teachers when he stood up for a boy from a backward class. The school principal punished him for this. Karma wants to test whether Kora is a worthy teacher. He jumps off the cliff without running and flies down. Kora has a choice: save the boy and be shot, or leave everything as it is, but then karma will be dealt with. Koro-sensei makes a decision and saves the boy, but does not allow him to shoot himself. From that day on, Karma's faith in his teachers returned. He began to respect Koro-sensei. Realizing that Karma failed to harm Koro-sensei, the Ministry of Defense sent a whole cabinet with built-in weapons, which was equipped with artificial intelligence. This cabinet started firing a large number of rounds at Koro. However, not a single bullet hit the target. The students rebelled, because they had to clean up after the artificial intelligence, so they tied it up and forbade it to litter. Then Koro-sensei suggested that the AI should make friends with the boys, and the girl from the closet was added to their phones as an application. She's ready to help them destroy the enemy. The artificial intelligence became so friendly that one girl suggested naming her Ritsu. The Ministry of Defense recognized their latest failure and put another student in the class named Eaton. This student considers himself to be the strongest and is ready to easily deal with Koro-sensei. His bodyguard Shiro came with him. He was dressed in a special material that Koro cannot touch. It turns out that Itona also has tentacles, and these tentacles come out of the top of his head. He offers Koro-sensei a duel, and even manages to wound him a little, but Koro-sensei shed his skin again and threw the student out of the classroom. Itona lost consciousness, and the guard had to carry the student. During the fight with Itona, Koro-sensei awoke to memories of a tragic event from the past. After the battle, Nagisu asked the octopus why Koro became a teacher. The creature replied that it was fulfilling someone's request. Koro-sensei suggests that his students study on weekends so that they have a better chance of finishing him off. On these days, Koro-sensei uses his maximum speed to split up and teach each student individually. After a while, a physical trainer from the Ministry of Defense appears in the classroom. Takaoka immediately starts to win over the students, and then starts teaching them. Karasuma had known Takaoka in the past, and he was familiar with his teaching methods. When the new physical education teacher hit a girl, Karasuma stood up for her. Then Takaoka offered to fight the best student in a real fight, and if the student wins, Takaoka will leave. Karasuma suggests that Nagisa take on the physical education teacher, and Nagisa agrees. He pretends to be defenseless, gets as close as possible, and holds a knife to Takaoka's throat. The gym teacher has to leave in disgrace. When it started to rain, Koro-sensei felt unwell. At the same time, one of his students slipped him a poison, but it did not harm him. It is deadly for humans, but not for this creature. In response, Koro-sensei taught the girl to create a really strong poison, but it did not kill him either. After this incident, Koro-sensei flew into space and brought down a military satellite with which they wanted to kill him. The students were very disappointed, but Koro-sensei motivated them to study more. Koro offered to chop off his tentacles if the students passed their exams well. While he spends his energy on regeneration, his speed decreases, and the students will be able to kill him. After the exam, Karma and Nakamura get the highest scores in math and science. The boys did their best to get the highest scores in their exams. They had as many as 6 students in their class with excellent grades. Because of this, Koro-sensei has to cut off 6 of his tentacles, but this will not happen immediately. The students decide to execute the octopus creature during their summer vacation, and while there is no vacation yet, the students began to prepare the schoolyard for this execution. They calculated the optimal humidity to weaken Koro. The students prepared sophisticated traps and other devices for the murder. Takaoka watched all this, feeling quite nervous. The next day, they look at the fireworks that night and wonder if they even want to kill their sensei, but they know that the fate of the world depends on it. Then Koro-sensei appears next to them and tells them that he is proud of them and can't wait to see what they have prepared for him. He asks them to do their best, and they will succeed. The big day arrived. The students are preparing for the murder, and Nagisa reveals his plan. They are going to shoot off 3 of his tentacles, after which they will lower him into the pool of water below. Koru is amazed that Nagisa has revealed that water is one of his weaknesses. The students shoot off the octopus's tentacles and pour water on it right before releasing it into the pool. The students shoot him in the head with pellets, but he causes an explosion. Everyone is confused that he has disappeared. They eventually find him, but his body is gone. There is nothing left but his shriveled head, which is covered with a protective layer of high-density crystallized energy that neither water nor bullets can penetrate. The octopus had a backup plan. He locked himself in an impenetrable ball that will collapse only in a day. The boys are thinking about how to kill Koro-sensei when he regains his strength. Suddenly, half of the students faint and find themselves with a very high fever. Takaoka and his partners appear and tell them that he has infected them with a special virus, and that he is the only one who has the antidote. If the antidote is not used within 3 days, the students will die. Instead, Takaoka wants to get the creature, Koro, to destroy it and take $75 million. He wants to restore his honor because he became a laughingstock at the Ministry of Defense after Nagisa beat him up. But Nagisa has no intention of handing over his favorite teacher to a psychopath with a scratched face. That's when Itona steps in. He attacks him, and Nagisa has to run away. He and Karma climb a high-voltage tower, but Itona catches up with them. At first, this super-strong mutant fights Karma and then tries to kill Nagisa. But suddenly it starts to rain. Itona becomes weaker. The guys have specially chosen this day for the execution because it was supposed to rain that day. As Itona becomes helpless, Nogisu cuts off his tentacles and invites Itona to study with them. Then he will gain experience and come up with a new plan to kill Koro. When Nogisu goes down to the ground, Takaoka is waiting for him. He has captured Kayana, who gave the names of Ritsu and Koro. Takaoka decided to pour her into concrete along with the octopus. In exchange for Koro-sensei, Takaoka is ready to give away the antidote. Nagisu agrees. However, instead of a teacher, he slips Takaoka an ordinary ball. Before doing so, he stalls for a long time so that his classmates have time to prepare. They had studied chemistry so well that they made the antidote themselves and were cured. After that, they grabbed Takaoka and his men and put them in a cement mortar, and they freed Kayana. While Koro-sensei is in an impenetrable sphere, the military decides to destroy him. They flew to the school, took Koro away, and put him under a special dome. It was filled with bullets that could kill an octopus. The students were invited to watch the execution of the teacher. They were very worried about Koro. The students see Koro-sensei appear on the monitor and congratulate them all on their successes and growth throughout their journey. He ends by thanking them for allowing him to be their teacher. After that, the countdown to the explosion begins. When the explosion finally occurs, the shelter remains intact, and Koro is nowhere to be seen. Everyone finally learns that the octopus is dead. The soldiers rejoice, and all the students cry. While Nagisa is crying, Koro-sensei hands him a tissue. Nagisa turns around and sees that Koro is also crying during this emotional scene. Upon seeing the octopus, all the soldiers run away in fear, but the students hug Koro and celebrate. The students return to their normal morning school routine, which includes shooting the alien octopus in the head. During this time, the Koro-sensei makes sure that all students are doing their best. However, the ministry wants to disband the class, otherwise the students will become too dangerous. After all, they have already turned into professional killers. But for now, they all go to school, and Koro-sensei continues the work of her friend Aguri. She used to teach in this class, and was an employee of the laboratory where Koro was kept. When he tried to escape, Aguri died, and before she died, she asked him to protect her students. So Koro-sensei continued to teach at the school for the students. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.